Joe drinks beer, Steve smokes weed, asking Facebook friends, who do you really be? What was your high school mascot? It's the friend check. Let's go deep and explore. Are we just acquaintances or something more? Let's find out. Let's open the friendship door. It's the Friend Check Podcast, motherfucker. Who the hell are you? Why are we friends? Should we keep this going? Or is it time for this to end? It's the Friend Check Podcast, motherfucker.
I'm checking in with my second Facebook friend to see if they want to remain friends. Who the heck are they? Why are we friends on Facebook? Everybody has a story to tell, and this one's no different. This was the first one we recorded. This is AJ Foster, who is a comedian I've met just twice. He's a good friend of Jay Farrow's. He opens for him on the road. You can check out AJ Foster at AJ Foster Comedy on Instagram. He's a stand-up comic, a writer. He's been on MTV, AXS, TV Fox, LOL Network. LOL Network has this new show called Lyft Comics, where comedians are Lyft drivers and they film it. I didn't know he was on that, but he's on that. But you can check out AJ Foster Comedy. This guy is funny. You'll get to know him a little bit on this podcast, a little bit about him and where he comes from, and hear some funny stories. He's a cool guy, genuine guy, just as funny as Jay Farrow as far as I'm concerned. I should say that AJ and I did get our wires crossed and had a little bit of a time zone issue, so he was about 20 minutes late to the podcast. But Gruff and I, my co-host, had a chance to discuss social media and why we're doing this podcast, this friend check thing, and just the way algorithms work and how different people use social media and how things have changed over the few years we've been on it, and friendship in general. So I hope this conversation is interesting to you. If it's not, you can skip on to the next murder coming soon. So please check out this episode of American Timeline's Friend Check with AJ Foster. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Gruff. With social media, everyone decides when you get on social media, like, what am I here for? Am I going to accept everybody's friendship? And with AJ Foster, who might not show up, he maybe forgot. I didn't, remind him. Again, on purpose, I didn't remind him. I could have reminded him, and he'd probably be here.
Well, yeah,
but I didn't want any pressure. Like, it's like, if you want to do it, cool. If not, it's gonna either way. It's gonna open up. Whatever happens, it's gonna lead to a conversation about social media friendship. Which is kind of the idea
in the social media age.
Well, and what people use it for. So he's a comedian. He is an up and coming comedian. He opens for Jay Farrow. He's friends with Jay Farrow. If he was here, I would be asking him things like, "Hey, how did you meet Jay Farrow? How did you start opening for him?" That all stuff I'd love to know. I know him from a comedy festival that he opened for Jay Farrow at my comedy festival in 2018. We connected after that because I thought he was funny. I listened to him. He's as good as any comedian I know. He's just not famous yet. Maybe he won't, maybe he will. I don't know, but he's good. So we connected.
He's worth giving stage time too.
Yeah. And so I connected with him because I might want to book him in the future at one of my comedy festivals. Even though he stood us up, I'm still going to do it. I'm not, no hard feelings.
No matter what
happens.
No. Like this is a bubble. This is
just a bubble. But this is an interesting. It's sort of also like an experiment in social media. And can I tell one person who I've only talked to once in my life, but we're friends on Facebook, about a Zoom call like a month out? And will he show up? I don't know. So we go to the next one on the list.
With people on Facebook that I've been friends with in real life for years that I wouldn't even.
You would know they wouldn't expect it, yeah.
No,
But AJ, so getting back to AJ's probably accepted my friendship. I don't know who asked who. I don't know if they keep stats on that. I probably added him because I think a lot of the comedians were adding him.
But that's what people do. They,
Well, and being a comedian, it's in his interest. He's trying to use social media for his job, like to grow his following.
Anyone would,
That's one thing he said to me while we were in the green room and talking about the show. He was like, I'm trying to get better about using Facebook,
Mhm.
And Instagram and all the other ones to promote myself and to put jokes out there and everything like that. Because some people grow their audience that way. And so my thought is, because I even said to him, I was like, I don't know if this is a podcast. I don't know if this is an episode of the Gruff and Loud show. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing.
It's a question.
But
It's a thought.
generally,
Yeah.
generally it intrigues both of us to talk about what does Facebook friendship mean. I had this idea in the shower, and then I was like, oh, what if I just went through every single friend? Because also I'm also getting old now, and I'm starting to forget who people are. Because I've connected to so many people, and I don't connect to everybody. Like if I have a list, there's like 20 in my queue that have asked me to be friends, and I don't know who they are. So I don't know if they just want to do a comedy thing, or if they know somebody I know, or if there's somebody from high school. But even if I don't remember you, I'm not going to add you because I don't know who you are.
Yeah, no, I'm very much like that. If I can't remember shaking your hand, I'm not going to add you. If I can't remember, like most everyone that I'm friends with, I've shaken their hands. There are people that I started doing shows again. And so you do a show.
Theater shows, plays, right?
Community theater. Yeah, I started doing those. So, a cast springs up. Everyone gets, a Facebook message chain is formed. And, you don't have to be friends with everyone on that chain.
Right.
But my instinct is to send a friend request. So I start to think about sending a friend request. There are some people in the show that have no reason to accept my friendship.
Yeah.
Like other than being in the show. And I treat Facebook like homeroom. So there's very little interaction on my part. So if they draw some sort of social reward from Facebook, I may in fact be a detriment to them. This is a conversation.
Like if you mean if they're expecting, now your friends on Facebook, a long lasting thing, they're not.
If they're expecting regular feedback
and interaction,
unless they reach out even if they reach out specifically to me, it may take a couple of days for me to go, oh yeah, I should check. Well, that's Facebook.
It. Not everybody's on Facebook all the time, everywhere.
All the
time. But that brings up. I love that you brought up the fact that people that you're in plays with, because as I was coming up with this idea of trying to I'm going to go through my list alphabetically.
Go ahead, dude.
As I was going through this, I came across some people I was in a play with one time in Chicago. And we were the closest knit group ever. It was like it was an ensemble cast. The whole group, the cast went out all the time, went out to bars. And one of the guys in the cast was a karaoke guy. So we would all go to his karaoke bar every week that he did karaoke. And we just had a blast together. And we were like, God, we all found each other. Like we are all best friends forever that have been just waiting to find each other. And we're the perfect cast. And we're all great friends. And we're all going to hang out forever for the rest of our lives.
It's like Insta family. Yeah.
It was like Insta family forever. And then once the show was done, boom, I never saw any of those people again. Wow. But I'm friends with some of them on Facebook still.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Facebook wasn't even around then. It was probably around, but I couldn't be on it because you had to be in college at the time. But I've since found some of those people. And I made it like a mission just to find them. Like, oh, what was that one person's name? Oh yeah. And then when I find them in front of them, they're like, oh, you found me. Kind of like, why? But anyway, some of these people I think I'm still friends with. And I found the pictures from that play that we were all in. And there's one girl that, I remember we hung out all the time. Like we spent all of our waking hours together. We were all best friends. I can't remember her name at all. Not even the first or a last. And I remember thinking, I know everyone. I will always remember everybody forever. I'm forgetting people from high school that I know I knew pretty well. I'm like, who is that?
Well, that was years ago, man.
I know it was a long time ago, but
it was a long time ago, and we had there's a weird pressure that comes from going to a small school where you knew most of the people. You're expected to remember most of the people. But if you talk to people,
we all know each other. Yeah.
If you went to talk to people that went to a large high school that had a small group of friends, the thought of remembering the people you went to high school with is just What the
observe.
fuck? Why? How?
Yeah.
Why would I?
Well, my kids, they don't know
Exactly.
they go to school with. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so this kind of the idea is my thought behind this idea, and whether I would make an audio podcast or add this to the Gruff and Loud show or do a separate thing, is at the top of the thing. If AJ were to, even if he were to come now, I'd say, okay, AJ, the idea behind this is, I think I know why you became my Facebook friend. I can tell you why I became your Facebook friend. There's a business relationship we will have based on it. And then just talk a little bit about the philosophies of how they use social media, how I use it, what it is, and then just bullshit about whatever. Like whatever topics come up, we might find that, oh, you're a huge Trump supporter? Oh, that's weird. Oh gosh. Yeah. You're gonna post a weird, not that AJ would be. He probably is, pretty sure he's not. Anyway, but by the end of an hour or something with us, then it's time to say, okay, let's evaluate. Do we remain Facebook friends? Is our Facebook friendship going to be stronger, or are we going to just continue to just know of each other through Facebook, and I'll contact you when I need you for a show, and you contact me if you're going
to be in town,
and or anything. Yeah, if you're going to have any.
Well, I mean,
need an open mic spot or something, and it's fine.
That,
no pressure. Like I'm not asking.
But that
I'm not asking you to be my friend. AJ is what I'd say. I'm like, I'm not asking. Hey, why can't we be friends? Let's hang out. Like Conan O'Brien needs a friend, but it's kind of like a offshoot of Conan O'Brien needs a friend. I don't know if you listen to that, but
in your car.
Oh yeah, his whole premise is just that he has celebrities that he's met several times through his talk show, but he doesn't know if they're really friends. Are we actually friends? We're going to go to dinner. Are we going to hang out? And that's not what this is. I'm not asking each person, let's hang out more. But the test I want to do, the little hypothesis or the thing I want to find out is, if we spend an hour on a Zoom call, will that automatically make us closer? And the algorithm will think we're closer, probably, right? It'll know we're on a Zoom call.
It depends on how much the hours, how much that hour is worth to the algorithm, and what part of it's reading a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And if it is cut into something else and put on a service like YouTube, the algorithm will note it because the two names are in it. The highlighted names. But it just goes back to say, I mean, they're we're already, I don't want to say defining, but categorizing friendship by calling Facebook friends. Yeah. So now we have Facebook friends that are Facebook friends because they went to high school, or they were pseudo business contacts, or they were in a form of independent theater together.
Yeah.
Well,
it'd be interesting.
These things, are they friends because they belong to the same fandom subgroup and they've never actually met each other?
Yeah, my wife has friends that she's friends with on Facebook because they're in, I don't know, these message board groups together, marijuana interests, or
I was going to say teachers,
teachers or whatever. Another thing I just thought of, another reason AJ might be standing us up is he is in a different time zone. So I may have said 9 p.m. and not clarify, because he's in Houston.
Well, yeah, that would be
Texas. So he's in Central Time Zone. So he might be thinking 9, even though I think I sent like a calendar invite, so it should just be on his calendar. But so he might show up at 9 his time, which is 10 our time.
Okay.
Or,
well, I mean,
he might never show up.
He could have things to do.
Do you get these reels, or not reels? Yeah, reels on Facebook. So I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and I get these reels, and it's just got like this preview of them. And this, let's see if you can see it.
I mean, I okay, there it is. Whoa, I don't get those kind of reels.
Yeah, mine are always boobs. I think because I must have looked at too many boobs, because now they're all boobs. And I need to start watching. It's boobs, and it's fights, or explosions.
Those are all things that I've enjoyed watching.
I try to spend more time watching the fights and explosions, so the boobs generally go away. But then it keeps showing me boobs because it thinks I like boobs, which I do like boobs.
Yeah,
And then
they're not
so
wrong.
I just keep it just keeps catching me with, oh, I gotta look at those boobs. And I look at them and, oh crap, now
Oh
I've just
no.
taught the algorithm I want more boobs, which I do want more boobs, but I shouldn't want more boobs.
Well, why shouldn't
So I
you?
gotta stop. I mean, it's not like they're naked. It's just a girl
Yeah,
dancing with her boobs jumping around. But Facebook Reels knows that I enjoy boobs.
true.
They'll
Facebook
show me
Reels,
boobs.
I think Facebook wonders if I'm even a person sometimes.
What are your reels?
I
Just
seriously
butter.
nothing. They're
Just a
just
picture of butter.
they're complete random. Sometimes I do have old people
Just
building shit
gray.
in
Just a picture
jungles.
of gray. Just no colors or anything. Just a gray
Pretty
background.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a gray wash old man building an underground fort in a jungle.
Just NPR music playing in the background.
No, not even that.
Classical music.
Sometimes
Nothing.
I'll go through and I'll just like enough things that Facebook will say stop. You've liked enough things. We think you're a We think you're a
You think
bot.
you're a bot, yeah, because you're
We think
liking
you're a
too many
bot.
things.
So we're gonna not let you like anything. Feel free to scroll.
Really,
But if you,
it
yeah,
disables your liking ability.
it disables my liking.
I didn't know
Like,
that was a thing. You can only like
well,
so many things in a day.
well, I mean, that's the thing. I was going through and it was like, know how people put up like fucking, you'll see 4 pictures and it'll say plus 16 or plus 45. I was going through and liking a bunch of pictures on a wedding roll
Oh yeah,
because some friends of mine got married.
you
Not just
you
Facebook
liked every
friends,
single picture.
but yeah, because
Yeah,
I thought about it because I'll go through and I'll like the grouping and
yeah,
I'll look at the pictures, but I won't like all the pictures because that's ridiculous.
but then
And
as you're
then
going through them, if you liked 4 or 5 of them out of 45, then you're afraid they think you only like those 4, and there's people in those other ones you need to like, so
so
that
I
they don't
put
get
the
their
phone
feelings hurt.
down, hit the bowl a couple more times, and go back in and just start liking everything.
You go back to like everything to be an equal opportunity liker.
Exactly. Because I mean, I would if someone like we don't have wedding albums, we don't have to like foist upon people anymore. We
Yeah,
don't have like wallets full of pictures of our kids to foist upon people. We don't have
yeah.
fucking
This is your chance to take a look at people's kids in their wallet.
well, I mean, no, this is them showing you. This is them showing everyone their wallet full of kids or
Yeah,
their album full of wedding pictures or their fucking vacation video.
yeah.
You know?
Except that they're showing it to every single person they've ever met in their lives.
Well, every person they've agreed to be Facebook friends with.
Agreed to be Facebook friends with. Yeah. And
And
that's kind of the thing that's weird for me is that
Mhm.
I was looking at somebody's vacation pictures today. I'm sure that person did not mean for me to see those.
But obviously they don't
Yeah.
you got to assume
They never
that's gotta
imagined
happen.
when they put it out there, they never imagined me looking at them. So I kind of feel
Oh,
in a weird
no.
way, a creepy weird guy looking at these people's pictures because I'm not close with those people anymore. I knew them at one point. We're friends because you have to be friends with every single person you've ever known. But yet I'm looking at all these pictures just because I'm like, oh, it looks like a fun vacation. I don't like any of them. So is that wrong? Is that like secret
No.
stalking somebody?
I don't
Because
I mean I think to us it may feel like secret stalking someone, but I think the people
pretty
younger
nosy. It's
than
kind of weird.
us.
Like, why am I looking at their vacation? They
Yeah.
posted them, but they
Yeah.
didn't post them for me because it's too
No,
hard for them to be like, this is just for.
well, no, but see, but
Like, if that
that's the
person
thing.
had to click
You
who could see them, I guarantee they wouldn't have clicked my name.
Yeah, but I guarantee you they wouldn't have gone through all their fucking friends and clicked who could and couldn't see them. Because you have that option. Who can see this? My
Yeah, I guess you
friends?
could, but that's too
Or
hard.
can my
That's too
friends
much.
plus
Yeah, it's too much
see
work.
this? You know?
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that I can't see that people post
How do you know if you can't see it?
because it tells me you can't see this.
Oh, oh, you're trying to and says you're not allowed to see this?
Well, no, I'm scrolling through and it'll be a friend of mine will like something that someone who I'm not friends with or I
Right.
once was friends with, but they've since unfriended me because I come off like a creepy bot sometimes.
So they've blocked you because they've
Well, I mean,
unfriended
I don't
you.
know if they've blocked me or this we're not friends.
Oh, because
Because let's face it, I'm
they
not.
restrict their post to just
Yeah, well, I
friends.
mean, I'm not that active on Facebook, so I'm not that rewarding of a friend to have. If you need, I'll pick up my phone. You call me.
I
You
think you'll give
know,
me a cigarette if you had one.
yeah,
That's a good
I
friend.
would.
I think you let me take a puff of your weed.
Yeah,
You let me take 90 puffs of your weed.
I mean, yeah, probably. I wouldn't count them.
But would you be? How long would it take for you to get mad that I'm smoking too much of your weed? Like, how much weed of yours do I smoke before you're like, you know what? That's enough. Get your own.
Like honestly, it would be like one of those things where I'd be like, seriously, dude, you've been on my couch for a few months. You got like a family. Like that'd be like before I'd be worried about you smoking too much of my weed. I'd be worried about you like neglecting your, filial duties. It's like, didn't you have a job?
Oh, AJ's here. Oh my God, he really is here. Holy shit.
Oh,
Okay, here he comes. Waiting for AJ. It's like waiting for Guffman, and Guffman's actually here.
well, I mean, I've never seen Guffman, but I would say Godot.
You've never seen Waiting for Guffman?
I've never seen Waiting for Guffman.
Oh my God, it's one of the best movies ever. You need
That's
to go
what
see it.
everyone says.
It's
I've
hilarious.
seen, I think all the other ones.
I know, you'll laugh out
Well,
loud.
not all of them. They're like the mascot one he's done.
The mascot one.
It's a recent movie. Christopher Guest movie.
AJ Foster,
Yo, what's up, man?
how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm super late because I made a mistake in looking at the time of the meeting, and I was thinking it was starting at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, that's what I guessed. I just guessed that
Yeah,
because I just remembered that you're in Houston, right? So you're in Central Time Zone.
Dallas. Yeah, Dallas Central. Yeah.
Oh, Dallas. I don't know why I thought
Uh-huh.
Houston. Dallas,
It's
Houston.
all Texas, whatever.
All Texas. It's all just one big swath of cowboys. Racist cowboys everywhere, probably. Like,
Jeez.
I mean, hopefully not. Maybe not. But yeah,
So,
thanks for joining. Like, no, I was
Can
kind
you
of like,
see me? I'm still getting set up. I don't.
no, I can't see you yet, but that's fine.
All right,
I'm
give me
recording
a
this,
second.
just so you know. We're recording.
All right, yeah, no biggie. Just me setting up during the middle of your pod.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is really informal.
Yeah.
It's
No
kind of fun.
worries.
It's kind of a fun experiment. The whole thing's an experiment. I just kind of explained to Gruff here what the idea kind of is behind this whole thing. And you keep setting up. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Perfect.
my video should be on in a minute.
That's fine.
No worries.
Yeah, he's probably got some kind of cool professional setup or something. But we were just talking about how it's kind of funny that when you didn't come, it's kind of the anticipation of will he come or will he won't. This is the first time we're trying this. Is the alphabetically, you're the first guy on my Facebook friend list when I look on my phone. So the whole idea of this, there he is, AJ Foster, everybody.
Hey.
AJ Foster, everybody. So the whole idea of this, like I told you briefly, I know I only told you for like a second, and we've only met like twice. So you have no idea who this crazy guy is. But the idea
And it was
is
like
just
5 years in between.
yeah, like 5 years. Yeah, I think it was 2018 that you came to our comedy festival, and I kind of explained some of that. But just the idea of it was kind of like I was listening to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I don't know if you've listened to that podcast at all, but his whole premise behind that is he's been doing this talk show for, I don't know, 20 years or whatever. And he knows all these celebrities from interviewing them, but he doesn't know if any of them are really friends. So he just wants to sit down with each of them, have a talk, and then decide afterwards, like, hey, are we actually friends? We want to go out and hang out, or are we just professional, whatever. So I started thinking about the more Facebook friends I have. And sometimes it's a situation like you and I, like we are sort of like colleagues. Like it made sense for us to connect so I can book you for a comedy show. You're of course going to connect to a guy who pays you to do comedy. Like the guy, hey, here's some money you just opened for Jay Farrow. Now let's be friends on Facebook. You're like, yeah, okay. Are you going to book me again sometime? It makes sense.
And the
But part of
timing of when you reached out to me was perfect too, because you're like, "Hey, I want to set up a a call or meeting with you or something." I was like, "Actually, I'm gonna be in your town in like 2 days."
and
So you
that's
just
what
popped by the club, yeah.
you know what that's
That
right
was
when I made
wonderful.
the decision to do this. I was just telling
Hmm.
Gruff here. I was like,
Yeah.
uh, I have this idea to do this. This seems like a good idea. Is this a stupid idea? Like, what if I just reach out to everybody? If they show up or don't show up, who cares?
Hmm.
And that even if you didn't show up, it'd be like, that's an interesting thing. Like, I reached out to a guy I met
I
twice.
guess we're not really friends.
He didn't show up. Not that I'm asking that we're, and kind of what I said, you'll listen to this if I ever put this out, wherever I put it out. But I kind of said, like, you shouldn't feel obligated. I would hate for you to feel obligated. I would hate if you're here right now just because you're like, great, he's not going to book me on any shows if I don't join this
No.
stupid Zoom call. But so you can be honest. And even after we're done here, you feel free to be 100% honest. Like, hey, I never want to talk to you again, but I will definitely get your, I'll come and book your show. I'll be cool with that because this whole thing's an experiment. And so what I want to do is from the beginning of each one of these calls, I don't know how many people are even going to do this. Like most people will be like, no, thanks. Don't want to do it.
And
Because I've
people
reached
that
out.
he's known for years would readily say, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
going
reached out
to
to
do
people
it. So
I grew up with, and I was like, hey, will you be on a podcast? Will you be on a live podcast? I just want to, and they're like, nope, don't want to do it. Don't want to be anywhere on there. That's fine. So part of my thing is like, at the beginning, we established, okay, why have we connected on Facebook? What's our reasons? And I think we obviously know. And I kind of explained that I met you at the comedy festival. You opened for Jay Farrow, and that leads me down a whole bunch more questions for you. But at the end of the conversation, I'd like to say, like, okay, does it make sense for us to stay Facebook friends? Because I'd love to meet some lady that I became friends with. I don't know her name. I don't know who she is, but if she connects and gets on here at the end, maybe like, hey, no offense, but I don't think we need to do this anymore. Like, I don't need to see your post.
I see what you're saying. This one makes the most sense because we have some sort of logical connection through the business where it's like we should be talking to each other, kind of.
Yeah.
But you got
Yeah.
other people, they're like, well, I don't even remember adding you as a friend. Just leave me alone. This is weird.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll record an episode where I talk to an ex-girlfriend that we're still friends with, and I even say to her, like, listen, my wife's pissed that we're friends. I think I need to end it, but I just wanted to tell you this instead of just unfriending you because I'm too nice of a guy to just unfriend you. So it's no hard feelings, but I banged you, and my wife doesn't like that I'm friends with you. She catches me looking at your picture, whatever it is. But yeah, but that's what I kind of when I said, like,
if that happens, please invite me back. That's gonna be more interesting in my episode. I want to be there for that one.
Oh no, I'd like to be there for that too.
You want to listen to that conversation?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would even turn off my camera.
Yeah, so kind of what we talked about is so we connected, and correct me if I'm wrong, AJ. I don't know if you even remember, but I think we connected probably. So 2018, you opened for Jay Farrow at the Charlotte Queen City Comedy Experience, and you came with Jay, right? He brought you.
Yes,
like you're a friend of his, and you were awesome. Because I know I wouldn't have connected with you if I didn't think you were funny. Because I do have comedians reach out to me, and if I don't have an interest in them, I won't connect them. So that's a feather in your cap, sir. But not that you need it. But you also hung out with us all afterwards. Like we did an after party, and I don't know if you remember, but you guys were like partying with us at the hotel. We had like a picture booth, and you guys were in the picture booth with some of our.
I remember all of that. And no offense, I don't really remember you that much. I remember.
Yeah, no, that's.
So when you reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna come by the Comedy Zone to talk to you in person about this." I didn't even know who I was walking in the room to see. So when I walked in and you were in the green room, I'm like, "Oh, this is Joe." Okay.
Yeah, I got that feeling. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling, and and I remembered your name and. Kind of, but when you walked in, I really wasn't sure if that was you either. But yeah, and I got that feeling, and that's exactly kind of why I'm doing this sort of thing. Like, it's weird. Like I have a list. I was telling Gruff, I have a list of friends who have wanted to add me, and I don't know them. And some are just from high school that I know I don't know them. And we went to high school together, Gruff and elementary. And it was 89 people in our class, so we should know everybody. So if I don't know you, I have no reason to be. Do you know who Dom Schwartz is, Steve?
What?
Dom Schwartz? Some guy named Dom Schwartz, and we have 100 mutual friends. There. It's all people from high school, and I don't know him. Anyway,
I had like 250 people in my graduating class, and that was pretty small. I grew up in New York City, so
New York. So you grew up in New York.
yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from the Bronx, New York.
The Bronx. Okay, I was
That
gonna say
makes
what
sense.
borough?
He went to school there.
Yes. Yes. So so how do you know Jay Farrell?
I just got paired up with him at a club one time. We
Really?
yeah, it was Helium in Buffalo. They booked me to be the feature act, and
Okay.
he didn't have anyone touring with him full time at that time. So
Okay.
I did really well, and we just sort of became friends, and I've been working with him since then.
So ever
Mhm.
since then, he's brought you with him.
Hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, because you're great. You're really funny, man. And like I said, I wouldn't have you on a Zoom call and tell you that if I didn't think so. So
Thank you.
the other day when you were in town, so Gruff, I went to Jay's show
Okay.
and I watched AJ, and I really only stayed for Jay for like 10 minutes because I'm an old man. I like to go to sleep. But
Past your bedtime.
but yes, past my bedtime. But AJ killed, man. I mean, I'm so jealous of people that can write such good comedy and kill so hard. It's like when it's really good, like I'm like, oh, why did that's such a genius job. Why did I think of that? Even if I can see where you're going, I'm not getting there quick enough. You know, you're getting there. It's like just superly well written and very well done. And so, and I was also like vindicated. So I was like, man, I was hoping you were still good because I already told you I want to bring you for the festival. And I was like, God, what if he sucks? And I just didn't remember. But
It
you were
doesn't usually
awesome.
work like that. That would be weird. Like, oh yeah, you were really good, but you're not getting better.
You're
Yeah,
really
this
good,
time
but
you're
that was
going
the
in the wrong
same
direction.
set from
Yeah.
4 years ago.
No, some people do that. I do understand that. That would suck. But no, I'm
Yeah,
not one
they
of those
keep
guys.
going. But yeah, I mean, it was so good. And I see a lot of comedy. I mean, I've seen tons and tons of comedy. And so in my mind, it's such a weird world and business, and that like you are just as good as anybody who's made it. And so there's no reason for you not to. And it's just if the cards are right. I don't know how that shit works, but
That's
as far as I know,
I'm waiting for my cards to line up too, so I can break into the next level, if you will. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I'm sure you will. So what brought you to Dallas?
Um, New York City was getting even more expensive than it's known to be, than what the
Yeah.
reputation is.
Yep.
Gentrification just taking all over. The Bronx was the last place to really be touched by gentrification. You know, they took Brooklyn over years ago.
Yeah, Brooklyn's
So
a whole different
once
town.
it started to get the Bronx, and they tried to rename the South Bronx as Sobro. Once that started to happen, I was like, yeah, it's time
Oh
for me to go.
shit!
They call it the
Yeah, I'm
Sobro?
Sobro. Nah, man, I'm not
Oh
doing that.
fuck, dude. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I
A,
think
com- a,
last time.
combi-
Go
a
ahead.
combination of expenses and just the city not feeling the same post pandemic. It was time for a change, so wanted to relocate somewhere else.
Did you know people in Dallas, or did you just pick a?
No, well, my wife's best friend has lived here for like 10 years, and she was trying to convince us to move for a long time. And we were
Yeah.
always like, we're not coming to Texas. But when it came time to pick a spot, I wanted to make sure she had, a support system, since I spent a
Yeah.
lot of time on the road. So
Mhm.
this is where we landed.
Yeah, especially if you're
Yeah.
gone, she's got to have friends, and you got to love the weather, right? Compared
Yes.
to New York, because
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was just in Columbus, Ohio, over
Ooh.
the weekend. I just traveled back home to Dallas today, and it was like single digit, weather
Yeah.
with a wind chill too on top of that. And I get back home to Texas, it's like 72 today.
Oh, that's
You,
wonderful.
you can't beat that.
Gruff is like
Yeah.
2.5 hours north of Columbus right now.
Yeah.
So-
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
So you're in Canada. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like you can just hear the wind moan. It's a nightmare scape. That's all. There's just a single shadow of a tree in a gray field, and that's how you know where the horizon is. It's just a tree. That's it.
You know you can leave, right, Gruff?
Oh yeah, no, I can, but nothing makes me as happy.
Okay.
Be in a cave. He's in the cave. That's what I tell my family all the time, because I'm from there, up Northwest Ohio, and all my families are like, you guys don't have to be there. You don't have to do that anymore.
Oh yeah, no, we don't.
There's the internet. Like you can go anywhere now. Just being in Charlotte, so it's great because we still get. It's a little chilly here. Like I got my
No.
space heater on, but it's like
No, I
Charlotte-
see your
Charlotte-
guys' weather. It's neat.
Charlotte has changed so much since the last time I was there. I think the last time I performed in Charlotte was for that festival that I met you at in 2018. So
Yeah,
it's been 5 years since I've been there, and I barely recognize the town. There's so much new development, and in a good way. I like it. It's a lot of
yeah,
stuff going on.
it's getting bigger. Charlotte's just trying to decide if it's a big city or not. Like it's trying to. When I first got here in 2012, I was like, "Oh, Charlotte's got the Hornets. It's got the at the time the Bobcats before they became the Hornets."
Right.
But that was like, oh, they got the Panthers, the Bobcats. They got, it's a big city. But then on a Saturday night, everything's closed at 9. I'm like, 9 o'clock. The bars are closing at 9. Is this a big city or what? And so it's getting better a little bit that way. But Charlotte's also known for tearing everything down and starting new. Like they never keep any historic buildings. Like everything's just torn down and starting over. So it's everything's just new looking, which I don't know, can be good and can be bad. But yeah, so cool. That explains. So Dallas, that's smart. Yeah, have your wife have somebody to be with. So when you're on the road, she has friends in the sports system. That's smart. Get out of the cold from New York. You can, and really with what you do, you travel everywhere, right? So you can go anywhere. Dallas is pretty centrally located.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty nice airport to fly out of too.
So, is it Dallas is? Yeah. Cool. That makes sense. Yeah. And so like we talked about so I was talking to Gruff too a little bit how you mentioned to me, so I brought up this whole premise. You were like, I'm trying to use I'm trying to like strategically use Facebook more, for the business, for comedy. And so are you trying to are you making like a comedian page? Is it like a comedian page where you're just posting jokes and you're trying to, do they say you have to be on there a certain amount of time a day or what's
a little bit of everything. So right now, I'm just throwing whatever at the wall and seeing what sticks to try to find my lane, what's getting me engagement, what the people want to see more of.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that if you post consistently, they increase your reach. So it got to one point where I used to post whenever I felt like it, and I would get a decent amount of likes and comments and everything. But with the new way the algorithms work, if I don't post every day or at least a couple times a week, doesn't matter how funny the joke or the video is, no one's gonna see it.
No one
But
sees it.
You keep posting every day. You can post, something stupid, talk about what you had for breakfast. But as long as you're in that algorithm, everybody's gonna see it. So I'm working on staying in there, and I really don't like social media that much. If I wasn't in this industry, I wouldn't be on there at all. I really don't like sharing that much about my life, but it kind of comes with the territory. I want to build a fan base, so I gotta show you guys what I'm doing, I guess.
Yeah, you got to put something. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, the whole algorithm too, because like with the podcast that I have, like we have an Instagram, I've got a Facebook, I've got the YouTube, I've got a TikTok. I'm trying to figure out because that's what they say, it's got to be every day, it's got to be a little short. So I take this YouTube show that we made, the 10-minute thing, and I'm making 10-second snippets of. So I only made the YouTube show less than 10 minutes because I know nobody's got attention span to watch anything more than 10 minutes. So then I even cut it down even more. So I just take these Zoom calls I do with Gruff, and then I turn them into little 10-minute episodes, and I add weird shit in the middle of it for attention span seeking. And really, I just do it to make myself laugh, and I'll crack myself up with my editing. And then I do TikTok and the same thing. I'll see if I do it consistently, they all get a bunch of likes. But if I go away for 3 weeks and post something, it's gone. Nobody sees it. It's such a weird
question. Yeah. Question. What does Gruff do besides just live in the cold and darkness?
What do I do besides live in the cold and darkness? Not much, honestly, right now, AJ. I was lucky enough to be able to set up a support system for my partner while she works for a lawyer, and she's taking care of her mom. And her mom was part of the at-risk crew for this whole pandemic thing. So I just wanted to I was able to expand that bubble. And other than that, I wander a swamp and help people out.
You smoke weed?
Yeah,
you found a way to make it darker. I didn't know it was going to go in that direction.
Actually, I thought I was being pretty light.
I thought he was kind of like industry too. But he's just all right. He's your buddy. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
We
I'm
no,
just his
not in the
friend.
industry. No, yeah, we just
Oh
grew up.
yeah, no.
We've known each other since second grade.
Seriously,
So
I'm his foil. I make him,
yeah.
Mhm.
And so really we really kind of, I mean, not that we were disconnected, but we didn't talk as much until the pandemic. And then we connected on a Marco Polo app. Have you ever done that? It's like a
No.
text message chain that you can do with friends, but it's video instead. You just leave each other videos, and we just a bunch of groups of us. Like I had a bunch of different friends that connected on there. And just like during the pandemic, we had nothing else to do, so I reconnected to so many different people that I grew up with, and then so he and I would connect there. And I was noticing that during the pandemic, I would like try to fuck around with him, like fuck with him and joke around, and he didn't seem to get that I was joking because we hadn't really talked every
You're
day
right.
yeah.
in a long time. So I was like, all right, we got to jump on a Zoom call. Like, hey man, I'm just fucking with you. Like, remember that's
Yeah.
me. I'm the guy. I just fuck with you.
That's what I do.
And then so I just started recording, and then we just started like because we had nothing else to do in the pandemic. We started once a week doing these 2-hour calls. He smoke a bunch of pot, I drink a bunch of beer, and just bullshit about whatever. And then that's kind of how the Gruff and Loud show showed up. And
Here we are.
yeah, so I can go down any weird path, make up whatever weird story, and he goes there with me no matter what.
No, pretty much.
Growing
Yeah.
up. Yeah. So like we can talk about
So
what
when he said this was low impact, he meant low impact, man. This is
yeah, we're just sitting around and drinking and smoking. And yeah, really nothing.
Chilling.
So, and that's like I said. So this concept of the friendship thing, you're the first one because alphabetically AJ comes before everybody else. I guess it goes alphabetically by first name.
I'm the guinea pig one, but I'm definitely coming back when you get that X on there.
Yeah,
that's gonna be that's the one that's going viral. I want to be a part of that one.
That'll be
yeah,
okay.
no, this is
Okay, I don't know how to tell you this, but my wife is pissed. I banged you. I was gonna ask. I had another question. So AJ, what in case I do put this out somewhere, what do you what shows do you have coming up? Like what do you have to what you got anything you want to plug or anything coming up?
It depends on how far this comes out. So we've been touring pretty heavily this year. Just got back from Columbus, as I said. I've got the next 2 weekends off, but after that, we've got stops in Portland at Helium. We're doing Magoobies in Baltimore first week in March.
Cool.
We've got Addison Improv. That's near Dallas as well. Ontario Improv. I know we're doing Pittsburgh Improv. There's a lot of we got like 6 back-to-back weekends coming up. Yeah,
coming up everywhere.
Starting at the end of this month, going into early April.
I would say
going on, and
it goes
then,
all the way through April.
As of right now, what I can think of off the top of my head, there's dates after that, but we've got 6 weekends back to back going into April, starting in a couple weeks.
Wow, and it's all Jay, you and Jay.
Yep.
Okay.
In between all that, you'll see me online making awkward TikToks and stuff, trying to see what can go.
Yeah, see what goes. Do you do anything else on the like during the week when you're home? Do you have other jobs or anything you'd have to do?
No, not anymore.
That's
I used
good.
to juggle a bunch of stuff. I've been doing comedy full time for some years now, but I used to work in IT.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was doing application support at a hospital. I hated it. And that's how this T-shirt that I have on. This is my brand. I sell these T-shirts at my show. The acronym is OFIM instead of TGIF.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, it's Monday, because that's how I used to feel every Monday when I was going to my desk job after doing all this fun stuff on the weekends, comedy wise.
Oh fuck, it's Monday. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were selling some of those in Charlotte. I thought that was a genius idea. Make a T-shirt of something like that everybody could get behind rather than just putting your name on it.
Yeah, right.
That's so smart because people will be like, "Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I want that shirt." Especially if a guy that I love T-shirts like this. I don't know if you recognize, but this is what Tony Stark is wearing when they have the flashback scene to his family when he's wearing this Mr. Softy shirt. So, which is also an ice cream thing in, I guess, New York, up in the north.
New York. That's New York.
Yeah,
there you go. Mr. Softy.
Yeah, you probably love Mr. Softy. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, but I only bought that shirt because it was in that scene. I don't know, and I saw it somewhere. I was like, oh, that's from Iron Man. Anyway, but yeah, that's a great. We should buy. Can people buy that online?
Yes.
Where do you go to buy it?
They can go to the easiest way to get to it is I've got the link in my Instagram. So if they follow me on Instagram at AJ Foster Comedy, my link tree has got the links to my YouTube, my merch site, and all of that. That's easier to remember rather
That's
than
perfect.
giving you the long, web link.
Yeah, AJ Foster Comedy, and everybody can check it out, and they should check you out. And check out your website and your comedy in the next city you're going to be in. That'd be awesome. So I think, I don't know, do you have any questions for Gruff? You need any weed?
No, I'm
Yeah, no, I mean,
Is he
cross
shippable?
state lines is a whole different thing.
Especially here, it's not legal
Yeah.
in Texas at all. So I'm not going to incriminate myself on
No,
the
no.
internet.
No weed.
There's a clean
Yeah.
living man, sir. You take that
Right?
back.
Yeah. You see, I've got water in this bottle. I just came from the gym.
Exactly.
Oh, you just came from the gym, so you're all buff and exercised out while we're sitting here drinking and smoking. No, but I think thanks for doing this. And so now that we've talked for a little bit, do you think we should maintain our Facebook friendship?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, I want to see more Mr. Softy Tees.
And again, I'm not expecting
I
you to be active, but it makes sense for us to connect because I am going to book you, and everybody can check out AJ at.
Not only am I going to stay friends with you, I think I'm going to add Gruff as well. That's what
yes.
Well, you're a sweet man, AJ.
Yeah,
It's a
that's what we
pleasure
want to
meet
see.
you.
Like, do you like him enough, or do you hate this guy? Will you become friends with Steve Bishop? And that's kind of the goal. Like, will you?
Hey,
He doesn't.
and
He
I'm
didn't. I
not
know you didn't.
offended if you wouldn't be.
Yeah,
I'd understand.
Once you listen to everything we talked about before you got here, you'll see that he's a terrible Facebook friend.
I might change my mind. Yeah, I got a half hour of stuff to catch.
It's fine, and it's fine.
Yeah, we spent the first 15 minutes looking at his toe fungus. I'm
happy I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But I was going to say, yeah, so I am going to bring you to, if you're still available that time. I mean, I'm trying to schedule ahead of time. September, the weekend after Labor Day, to Charlotte for the Queen City Comedy Experience. I'm going to connect with you. I do have to get your email address, though, I think. If you didn't already, I think you already gave it to me.
Yeah, you have it. I'll shoot you something.
I probably do. If not, I'm going to email you.
Wait, just another quick story. So
yeah.
I'm sure you have it. When we just connected a couple of weeks ago, you text me like, "Hey, give me your number. I'm going to text you so you can have my number." And then you text me, you realize my number was already saved in your phone.
That's right. That's right.
And when I got the text from you, your number was saved in mine too.
What? So neither one of us remember exchanging. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Here's your phone number. And for the listeners, AJ's phone number is just kidding. Yeah, so we must have talked at the festival and exchanged numbers. So it must have been at the after party or something. Unless I had to give you guys directions or something. Oh, I got a quick funny story about that. I don't know if you've ever heard this, AJ, but it's a Jay Farrow, Janine Garofalo story from that festival. All right, here goes. This is funny. I love telling this stuff. People love hearing about when you met celebrities. So this is a funny thing for me. So the night you guys were performing was the Saturday night of the festival, and Jay's show was at 9, and Janine Garofalo's was at 7. So Janine Garofalo was coming, I guess, from Atlanta. You guys weren't coming till 9, so we weren't expecting you. So Jay's people were great about getting me a rider and everything he wanted, his hospitality and everything. So the green room was decked out with Jay Farrow stuff. He wanted chicken wings. He wanted some vodka. He wanted some other liquor and some other food, all delicious, all ready to go for Jay. Janine Garofalo's, they fucked up and not only didn't give me a rider, so we had nothing. I asked him like 30 times, like, you don't have a rider? Is there a rider? Is there any hospitality? Okay. And finally I was just like, okay, she doesn't get anything. Janine Garofalo's not going to have anything because they didn't ask for anything. They also didn't tell her what time the show was. So the show was at 7 because you guys got to go on at 9. So I'm waiting for Janine Garofalo at 7 o'clock. And it's like, and I would jumped on stage and did a set, like a 5-minute set of like an improv stand-up thing where they give you topics like half an hour before and you have to write, which I don't know why I signed up for that while I was running a festival. That was stupid. But I was on stage at 6:30 and Janine Garofalo wasn't there for her 7 o'clock show. And I'm like, I didn't even say any of the topics that they told me. I was like, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm in a little bit of a panic right now. I'm running this festival and we can't find Janine Garofalo. Janine Garofalo's missing, everybody. We don't know where she is. Like, so it ended up being funny. Just got so damn nervous about not being able to find Janine Garofalo. The audience is getting, the theater's getting packed with people waiting for Janine Garofalo. It's like 7:05. The show's supposed to have started. Janine Garofalo's not there. Like, she's not even there. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
And
Where
no
is she?
contact.
And then I finally get a call from the agent or somebody. She's on her way. She's on her way right there. She thought it was an 8 o'clock show. We're sorry. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, she's checking in the hotel right now. I was like, well, check in afterwards. She's got to get out right now. The hotel is just down the street. So she's like, doesn't she? Or I think she called me. Like, I got her. I think she got my cell phone. She's like, do I have time to take a shower? I was like, no, your show started 5 minutes ago. And she had her opener with her. And I was like, at least send her in,
Right.
so I can get her on stage. And so Janine and Kate come running down the street because the hotel's like just down the alley, So they come running down. Janine Garofalo's hair is all wet. Like, she's still wet in the shower. Goddamn. I was like, and this was like 7:20. I'm like, the show started. It was supposed to start at 7. What do you do? And they get in there and she's like, fuck him. And they told me the show was at 8. I was like, no, it's at 7. We got to go. It's like, do I have time to smoke a cigarette? I'm like, no, you don't have to. I was like, you can smoke that cigarette if I can take Kate now and get her on stage. And I was like, Kate, come with me. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna smoke this cigarette. I was like, yeah, go ahead. So I run in. I run out on stage. I'm gonna intro you right now. It's gonna be a quick intro. Get up there and do 20 minutes, whatever you have to do. And so, but you got to hurry up because Jay Farrell's got to start at 9, so we can't get too far behind. So I'm like panicking. So I introduce her. She goes up, and then I go deal with a million other fires, not thinking about anything, forgetting about the whole fact that they didn't have a writer, and then the green room is filled with all Jay Farrow's shit. Didn't even think about that. Not even until then I met you guys, intro Jay. I mean, Janine was fine. The show was great. Everybody loved it, whatever. And then when Jay arrives, I take you guys to the green room and you go on stage, and Jay downstairs, his parents are there and his sister, I think, was there with her kid, and they're all down there, and he's like, hey, who ate my chicken wings? And like half of his chicken wings were gone. And he was like, this is supposed to be a full order of chicken wings. What's happening here? And where's my bottle of whatever vodka it was? I don't know if it was Tito's or not. Where's my Tito's vodka? I don't think it was Tito's, but I'm just going to say Tito's because they sponsor some things I do. So I was like, shit, where's the Tito's? Oh, fuck. And I'm thinking, I'm running this big festival. I have comedians everywhere that I've booked, a lot of local people I'm bringing backstage. They've never been backstage to a big theater. So I'm like, one of these fuckers stole Jay's vodka and ate his chicken wings. And I'm like, motherfucker, now I can't trust any of these comedians. I was like doing this for the local comedy scene. I'm trying to build up these comedians, and I can't trust these fuckers because they're sneaking backstage and eating Jay Farrow's wings and taking his vodka. I'm like, fuck. But I was like, and security, nobody saw anybody go backstage. They're like, no, just the opener was hanging out in there for Janine Garofalo. That was it. And I was like, oh, did Kate eat Jay's chicken wings? Did she steal his vodka? Like a whole bottle of vodka? And I'm like, well, she is an opener. She's a support act. And a lot of times it's feast or famine. I mean, I see these deals. Sometimes it's the headliner gets $20,000. The opener gets $250. Like, it's like feast or famine. I hate that that's the way it is for comedy. It's not always like that, but a lot of times it's like that. So I'm like, I wouldn't put it past Kate Willett. She was already gone. I couldn't ask her. I'm like, I'll never know. I'll just never know if it was her or not. 2 weeks later, I'm in the Lower East Side, which people hate when you call it the LES. They don't like to call it the LES. That's the LES is the news. The East Village, isn't that what they used to call it? Anyway, I'm at a club called Caveat. It reminded me because you were saying the Sobro. Yeah, there's in Charlotte, there's the Lower South End. It's called Loso now, which is dumb. But anyway, so I'm at this comedy club called Caveat, where they do nerdy comedy. It's like they'll have like a astrophysicist and a comedian on stage together doing shit, kind of like Neil deGrasse Tyson type shit. Anyway, and so they had these comedians each doing actually, Gruff, you might have been there with me when she showed up, because the premise of the show was comedians doing PowerPoint presentations on whatever they wanted to do.
We were there when they did PowerPoints.
Do you remember the gal who did the thing on Liz Phair? She did like a Liz Phair album.
Oh yeah,
did like a whole review on a Liz Phair album, but she does
yeah.
it in like a funny way. Like, so she went through this whole Liz Phair album to explain why this is one of the best albums in history or whatever. And then it's like, and ladies and gentlemen, Kate. I'm like, oh my God, that's Kate. She opened for Janine Garofalo. And all I could think about was Jay Farrell's chicken wings. And then I gotta fucking know if she took it. And I couldn't even listen to her comedy show because I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna ask her? Do I yell it out during the show? Like, you know, do I yell that or do I wait? Because it's a small club, you know, there's only like, it can only fit like 150 people or something.
Yeah, no, you could have coughed it. It was small enough that you could have coughed talk.
I could have coughed.
Like, Harold, wait, like something like that, yeah.
I could have. So what I did was I waited for her to be done. And as she got off stage, you know, because, you know, small, you have to walk past the audience to get to the, so I just made a beeline for her. I was like, hey, Kate, how are you? And I was like, do you remember me from the Queen City Comedy Experience? It was only a couple weeks from there. I was like, yeah, I remember you. Yeah. I was like, great job, by the way, opening for Janine. You did a great job. Oh, great. Thanks. I was like, I have a weird question for you. Did you eat Jay Farrell's chicken wings? She was like, what? The chicken wings that were in the green room. Did you eat those? And she was like, wasn't I supposed to? I was like, no, they were for Jay Farrow. Did you take the vodka too? She's like, and she started getting red, like bright red. And she's like,
it didn't have a name on it.
Yeah, I was like, not allowed to. And I was like, wasn't that for us? And I was like, no, that was for Jay Farrow because Janine Garofalo's people never gave me a rider. So they made the mistake. So you didn't get anything, but you ate Jay. But then I just said, she felt bad. She felt terrible. And I was like, I didn't mean to make you feel bad, but you give me a peace of mind. I now don't have to be mad at my local comedians. They didn't steal anything. Wow. You stole it, but you didn't know, and that's fine. I don't care. I really don't care at all. Jay was kind of pissed, but I'm sure he doesn't know it was you. But and then I felt like a weird.
I don't think he's mad 8 years later. If you're out there, Kate, it's okay that you ate the chicken. It's all right.
Yeah, if you're listening to Kate, you wouldn't have known that Janine's people never gave a good writer. Hopefully,
no, there's no way.
If it were reversed, that our show was first and it was Janine's chicken, I would have ate Janine's chicken. I definitely ate it.
Yes, you would have ate Janine's chicken, and would you take in her vodka? Would you take that bottle of vodka? Yep, and I don't blame her for taking that vodka. She probably just thought that was all just complimentary shit for everybody, because she's probably been other places where they just give out shit like that. So. Anyway, that was a fun. I felt like a petty after I asked her. She clearly felt bad. Then I felt bad, like I'm some petty asshole who cares. But really, I just wanted to know that I could trust my local comedians not to go steal the headliner shit, which I found out they didn't. And so I did. Good. And the other good thing is we had this guy that I worked with. He was in our marketing department. He wanted to meet Jay Farrow so bad. He kept asking me like. And it wasn't dawning on me that he wanted to meet Jay Farrow. He just kept asking me, Joe, can I help you with anything? Is there anything I can help you with? Does Jay need anything? Does Jay need anything backstage? I can help. You need me to do anything? I'm like, no, he's fine. It didn't dawn on me that he wants to, meet Jay Farrow.
And then
as soon as I realized I got to go get more wings and some vodka, I run upstairs. I'm like, holy shit. I see this guy. His name was Robert. He's like, Joe, do you need anything? Does Jay need anything? I'm like, yes. You'd be a huge help. Jay needs some wings and he needs some vodka. So if you could go get these two things. And he went and got all that shit and came back and he was like, here it is. Where do I take it? I'm like, he just wanted to go meet Jay. And so he went down there, dropped it off, probably hung out and looked weird and stalked Jay for a little bit. But yeah, so that was kind of a cool thing. So he got his day in the sun to meet Jay Farrow and then Jay got his wings after all, and then he came out and hung out afterwards. And he and his sister sang karaoke.
Yes, she's a good singer.
She is a good singer. Now she shows up. Is it Shayna Farrow?
Yes. Yep.
You know how Facebook gives you all that list of people who You might know. You might
Yeah,
know.
they
You have
know,
mutual
man.
friends. Yeah. So she always comes up as that. And I'm like, oh, I remember her. So in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, good memories of her. Like, I'm going to look like some weirdo that's just,
She's definitely
friending
not
her.
gonna
So,
accept. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, not if she
Yeah.
would. But she was just so fun that night that it's like I want to give her kudos, but she doesn't need that kudos from me, from some random guy from the comedy festival that she won't remember that didn't have the right amount of wings or vodka for her family.
Nothing for her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Before we close this, I just want
Yeah.
one little footnote, right?
yeah.
14 minutes ago, you said, I got one little quick story before we go.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. That's why I can't do comedy, because I can't. I don't know how to shorten it, man. I gotta figure out
I
how
would
to
have gave you
shorten
the light. This is
Yeah.
light.
Give me that light. It takes me forever to get to the point. I gotta figure out how to tell that story shorter, because everybody walks away when I tell that story. But thank you for being here, AJ. Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you for having me.
So we're
Nice
one for
meeting you.
one. We're 1 for 1. AJ showed up.
1-for-1.
That's a good
Thanks.
percentage right there.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
let you go on with your evening, my friend. And I will be emailing you soon.
Yes.
AJ
See you,
Foster,
bro.
everybody. Later, buddy.
See you, bro.
Thanks. Yep.
Peace.
Later, AJ.
You now
He's a
know
cool
AJ.
cat.
You now know AJ Foster, right?
I
Good
do.
guy.
I do. I've met AJ Foster via the internet. Thank you for expanding my horizons.
You have now met a comedian from the Bronx who now lives in Dallas that you may
I've
not have
a-
met.
No, I wouldn't. I'd say it was a pretty safe bet that I wouldn't have met. Looking at a trajectory.
And that's one of the things that fascinates me too, is like there's so many people in the world and they're only going to meet this many of them.
Oh yeah, no.
And like how we all meet each other is weird too. Like you just met AJ Foster. It's a chance in hell you might ever meet that guy.
Well, yeah,
Just a
There-
small
there-
chance.
a small chance.
But you met him because I work where I work,
Exactly.
and he showed up with a Jay Farrow. He's
Yep.
1 degree away from SNL. We're
Yep.
already 1 degree away from SNL because he knows Jay Farrow. Jay Farrow was on SNL.
Exactly. Now,
That
if we
guy
were
does-
just funnier,
Yeah,
we could
if I could tell a
concise
concise
jokes.
story, but I can't.
and if we could give SNL a reason to put on 2 middle-aged white guys.
Yeah, I think that ship
You know?
sailed. I think they're past that.
No, it's kind of like it's like a retro Wayne's World.
It's a retro. Yeah, we're like 45-year-old Wayne's World.
Yeah, that's skewing a little younger than our actual age, but
Yeah,
no.
they don't need any more white guys. But they do need an older guy, maybe. Nah,
Well,
the
no,
young guys just do
like as far as like the best thing that we can do is try to hold the door for people. I imagine as middle-aged white guys, if we can break a window or hold a door.
We can break a window or hold a door.
Yeah, I think maybe I should take that break a window thing away. Open a window or crack a window.
Crack a
hold
window,
door.
lift a ceiling. Isn't there a glass ceiling
Lift-
involved?
Oh yeah, no, we could break a glass ceiling. I mean, we could try to raise the roof.
Raise the roof, or crack
Raise
a
the
window,
roof.
or smoke a joint. So this was fun. We this was an
No,
experiment.
I enjoy our calls.
Yeah, I mean it's always fun. Especially, it's actually, I think it might be smart for us to schedule it for that person to come in a half an hour in. We didn't schedule that, but I think that worked better because you and I got to have a little bit of preamble, and then they show
setup.
up
Mhm.
and kind of like a talk show. It's like, hey, it was a talk show at the beginning of it.
I was waiting for him to ask. So, who are you?
What the hell are you? I don't know if I ever explained to him who you
No.
were. I don't think I explained to him at all who you were, where we
No,
knew.
I don't think he did.
But so I have 1,458 friends, 1,458, and we should keep track of this to see if they go down while we do this if somebody unfriends me, or up, because my newest friend is Kathy McGrady. I just added her,
Hey,
our band teacher when we were kids.
yeah.
Anyway, this was fun. Thanks for doing
No,
this
I
with me, my
enjoyed it.
friend. Thanks for trying to go down this weird path with me and
Hey,
always
I
being
enjoy
open.
I enjoy going down weird paths with you. You know,
Maybe the goal is to get you 1,400 and whatever I said, friends.
that would be weird because I'm a.
Is my 1,458, because my theory is nobody can meet you and not love you.
Well, that's a fine.
You're a very
theory.
lovable man.
I think you're a lovable man. So.
My goal is to get you in front of more people.
Well,
That's
thank you.
kind of the goal behind Gruff and Loud Show. Everyone needs to know Steve Bishop.
I
I'm lucky
mean-
enough to know you. I've been lucky enough, and I'm tired of hoarding you, and I need to share you with the world.
Well, I appreciate and I appreciate you sharing me. And it's
You put out nothing but good energy and positive vibes to people, and I feel like you
I
could
appreciate
be the
you
key.
saying that.
You could be the key to
World peace.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Not,
only
no
in the fact
pressure.
that-
Until next time, this has been Why Are We Facebook Friends with Gruff and Loud.
Thanks
I'm
for
loud.
listening. I'm gruff.
You need it like a tagline. Thanks for listening. How about like
What a tagline? Thanks
you know,
for
like
listening.
Pete Holmes has, keep it crispy.
Okay, that's good for Pete Holmes.
Do you have anything to say at the end?
Do I-
You like-
not right? What
You like eggs?
I do? I enjoy eggs.
That'll be the
Have fun.
tagline. I enjoy eggs.
the time.
Enjoy the time. Boat I shade your day.
Enjoy the time. Goddess bless. Boat I shade your day.
There you go. I got it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Friday night, so I can go out on the weekend and ruin my life. I'm gonna drink and drive and crash my car. I tell the policeman that I'm a star. Yeah, 'cause you and me, we're birds of a feather. Yeah, we only like the bands who worship the devil. Yeah, you like to drink the blood of the goat. Now, baby, I can tell. So take my hand, let me lead you down the
Matt Truman Ego Trip is the greatest band of all time. Buy their music.
Thanks for listening to Friend Check by History for Jerks. Check out historyforjerks.com for all the cool shit, brah. Gruff and Loud Show, Nerd School Podcast, American Timelines, and of course, the History for Jerks. Threadless store featuring a Dabney Coleman hat and a Tina Yothers sweatshirt. Only a dumb ass wouldn't want a Tina Yothers shirt.
George drinks beer, Steve smokes weed, asking Facebook friends, who do you really be? What was your high school mascot? It's the friend check. Let's go deep and explore. Are we just acquaintances or something more? Let's find out. Let's open the friendship door. It's the Friend Check Podcast, motherfucker. Who the hell are you? Why are we friends? Should we keep this going? Or is it time for this to end? It's the Friend Check Podcast, motherfucker.